Spurs have parted ways with Antonio Conte. That era of Spurs is done. They have been heavily linked with Julian Nagelsmann, and on Monday we tested the tactic created by the legend that is Josh Daly, and today, as per usual, we'll go through and do a 5-year Tottenham Hotspur rebuild using the Nagelsmann tactic, the 4-2-3-1 asymmetric, which is unbelievable, by the way. We're going to go through, do 5 years, see if we can win a trophy is my main goal, and see if we can possibly even win the Premier League or the Champions League. But I need to end the Spurs curse. What's going on there, guys? Kempy here, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a brand new setup. We've got a nice little flower pot, we've got double monitors, we've got a new desk, we've got a whole upgrade, and it's all because of the fantastic support you guys are smashing on the channel. I decided to have a nice little quality of life upgrade for the YouTube and for the streaming, so a massive thank you for this. I'm absolutely loving my new space. I thought I'd give that a nice little quick shout out first, but first of all, today we're off to Spurs. We're going to try and rebuild Spurs and see if we can finally get them the trophy they've been longing for years and years. And Julian Nagelsmann is hopefully the man to do that. We've got a tactic created by him, one by Josh Daly, so that'll be down in the comments below. A very good Spurs team. We simmed the first year as part of that 5-year rebuild, and we did come second in the league. 17 points, however, off of Liverpool, who absolutely dominated the Premier League. But we'll take a second. It was tight, only 6 points to where we're no longer in the Champions League. But Champions League next season is fantastic. Semi-final in the Carabao Cup, 5th round in the FA Cup, knocked out in the Champions League group stage and in the Europa League, which isn't fantastic. So there's things to do. The squad at Spurs is very, very strong. You've got Destiny Udogie coming back as well, who's a fantastic left back. 81 million to spend. You know what we do. We've done the first year already. It's time for year 2. We need to improve that goals per game. We need to improve that conceded per game to be much less than that, and hopefully this August transfer window can help us do that. So let's fire right into it and do the transfers for season number 1. And to make the challenge even more interesting, Dele Alli is back at Spurs, and he's going to be staying in that centre attacking midfielder role until we win a trophy. That is the goal. Can Dele Alli, Harry Kane, Heung-min Son link up once again and finally break the curse? I think it was £8 million we signed him for from Everton. He had quite a good year over in Turkey, to be honest. Average. But we're going to lock Dele Alli in as that starting cam. That's a bit of a spoiler for some of the transfers, but Dele Alli is going to be locked in to that cam position, and hopefully he can bring a trophy home to Spurs. That is number 1. Number 2, Leon Bailey, backup winger to Kulusevski and Son, £22.5 million. And Aston Villa were relegated, a fantastic signing. Kulusevski and Porro have been brought in as well on permanence, as there will be in real life, I imagine. Lucas Hernandez, a massive, massive upgrade in defence. Such a good centre-half, left-footed as well. I did want to go for Bastoni, but very, very expensive. So we've gone for Lucas Hernandez, someone that I think Nagelsmann would like to go for in real life as well if he was to give him the Spurs job. I think it's a very Nagelsmann sort of signing, and one that they've actually been a little bit linked with in real life. Alex Scott, a classic FM signing. He can play anywhere in the midfield, anywhere in the cam roles. We'll go through the roles in the tactic in just a second, but Alex Scott can play in pretty much any of them. Already a value of 80 million. Go and sign him if you haven't already. Manuel Ugarte. What an upgrade this guy has had. I've been recommended to sign him by Sam, the Spurs fan. Massive shout out to Sam. He recommended him a couple of weeks ago, and oh my god, he looks ridiculous. So he is coming in to shore up that midfield just a little bit more. We've also got Højbjerg and Bentancur. We have got big plans. David Raya has also come in. We're going to try and upgrade Hugo Lloris. £25 million. Raya, I'm going to give him a season, see if he is the man we could sort of keep as our long-term keeper. If not, possibly replace. Fraser Forster's left for £4.5 million to West Brom. Ollie Skip, nearly £30 million to Southampton. That is outrageous business. Davinson Sanchez has left for £10 million, and Max Robson has also gone. In terms of sales here as well, Emerson Royale has left with Eric Dyer. Combined total of nearly £40 million for them two, both to Real San Sebastian. Junson Bell was never going to break into the first team. Nearly £15 million for him, I thought was an absolute bargain. Lucas Moura has gone on a free transfer as well, and a very, very good young player. Alfie Devine has headed out on loan to Middlesbrough. Hopefully he's going to get some game time and learn under the legend that is Michael Carrick. Let me show you guys the tactic and how the tactic actually works as well. So the tactic itself is a 4-2-3-1. It's Raya in goal, sweeper-keeper on support. Destiny Udogie has come in as a wing-back on attack on the left with Sit Narrower as an added instruction. 2 ball-playing defenders on defend, no further instructions, Hernandez and Romero, with Porro as the right-back, wing-back on support, not on attack, with Sit Narrower. That back line is a massive, massive upgrade. Ugarte is sitting in, DLP on defend. I think he's going to do very, very well there with Bentancur as a box-to-box midfielder on support. We're on attack on the right, Dejan Kulusevski. Let's see how he can grow at Spurs. Shadow striker on attack, the Dele Alli role. It's made for Dele Alli. Roam from position. Go ahead and score us some goals, Dele. Bring yourself back to the big time. Heung-min Son on the left, inverted winger on support, no further instructions. And advance forward on attack, shoot more often, tackle harder. In possession, short passing, pass into space, play out our defence, focus play it down the left and overlap down the left. That's for Jamal Musiala, but it also works very well with Heung-min Son. Slightly higher tempo and fairly narrow. In terms of textual kicks, distribute to centre-backs and full-backs, distribute quickly, counter and counter-press. A higher defensive line, which might get us killed because I always sit on a standard on this update, but we're going to keep it as is for now and see what the results are like. High press, much more often pressure, prevent the short goal distribution as well. That is the side for season number 2. Can we win a trophy in our first full season? Let's go ahead and see if we can. And just before we do go ahead and do that, if you guys can make sure just to like this video, subscribe to the channel and follow on all these wonderful things I've got here. TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, I do everything on all of them. It helps me out massively and you're the reason we are carrying on this sort of content grind. Felt a little bit ill the last couple of days, but we've been doing a lot of simming, we're doing a lot of preparation because I absolutely love making videos for you guys and you guys seem to love them as well. So we're going to keep on the grind, so make sure you subscribe, like the video as well, and also get them notifications on if you do not already have them, because that will help you know when every Ken Pete video is released. Let's see if we won a trophy. Now, it might not be the biggest trophy in the world, but Spurs are Carabao Cup champions. Kulusevski finds Harry Kane. He puts us 1-0 up inside 10 minutes and a lead against Chelsea. 41 minutes in, Destiny Udogie finds Dele Alli. He plays the ball through to Kulusevski and with the outside of his foot, he scores and puts Tottenham 2-0 up and finally brings the trophy home to Spurs. So season 2, it's done. We can stop the video here. We've won the trophy already. And that is so good to see. It seems like I messed up the saving a little bit of when I was going through and saving stuff. So there's a few bits that I've not got a save where I can see the end of season number 2. I've more got one at the start of season 3 once all the transfers are done. So we're going to have to do this a little bit different. We did get knocked out in the 3rd round of the FA Cup to Manchester City. Sadly, a 91st minute Julian Alvarez goal and an 88th minute Phil Foden goal as well. So if we could have knocked them out, we could have been absolutely massive. The Premier League, we ended up last season not winning it. Where did we come? I think it wasn't a great showing, to be honest. It was 7th. And I said when we had the when we finished the last season, we come 2nd. It was like 6 points until we were 5th. So it is a very tight up here in the top 8 now, especially with the money of, say, Newcastle and all the rest. But we did get to a Champions League final, that is. We beat PSG 1-0 at home. We beat them away from home as well. And Alex Scott, 86th minute goal, meant we're in a Champions League final. Now, I've had one of these before with Tottenham Hotspur, and they absolutely bottled it. Have they done it again? Yeah. We got battered 4-1 by Real Madrid. Sadly, Harry Kane got the goal and drew us level 1-1 when Rodrigo put Real Madrid 1-0 up. But Camavinga, a Lucas Hernandez own goal, and then a Karim Benzema penalty sealed the deal for Real Madrid. So we have made a Champions League final and won a trophy in our first season. Obviously, coming 7th in the league is not fantastic, and there's definitely improvements to be made. And hopefully the transfers we've made are going to be massive, massive improvements. Gio Reyna, Dele Alli, the experiment there is finished. He's come in, he's won the trophy, he's going to stay at the club, but he's not going to be the starting shadow striker no more. Gio Reyna is here, the cover star of the whole entire video. The legend that is the shadow striker that we've all been screaming out for. Gio Reyna looks fantastic on this year's game, especially since that winter update. I think it's an even bigger boost. He looks absolutely brilliant, so I'm excited to see what he can do. Cole Walker-Peters is going to come in as a backup wing back on both sides, homegrown at club, so it makes sense because you always get a little bit scared, especially when I'm selling players like Ollie Skip. You never know what's going to happen. Igor Diviv is a Russian centre-half we've signed. He looks fantastic. £8 million you signed him for. Stats are outrageous. 6'4", great jumping, reach and heading. 39 to 47 million. He's clearly a backup. And because of the poor showing in the Premier League, we have decided to upgrade our goalkeeper. And Georgi Mamardashvili is the man we have gone with. The Valencia goalkeeper, the Georgian king. Obviously best mates with Kvaradona. Can he help bring him home to Spurs? We shall see. He is in, and Rocco Simic is in as well. He's someone I end up recommending a hell of a lot to a lot of people when they're looking at strikers. I like this guy an outrageous amount, and he is fantastic. £14 million, the backup to Harry Kane. In terms of sales, obviously it's now a new year. Ben Davies has gone to Brighton for 4.2 million. Joe Rodon has gone to Marseille. Lo Celso has gone to Leicester, and Matherin has left as well. No more transfers there, but I think there's some currently ongoing. There's actually not. That is all we have done. So the team, we can't even quick pick it, but it's a very, very strong side. We've got a few more additions in there. Let's quickly go through. It's Mamardashvili in goal. It's going to be Porro at the back with Romero, Lucas Hernandez and Destiny Udogie. I tell you what, Basuma played a lot last season. I was quite surprised, and it's really been Ugarte and Basuma in midfield over Bentancur, which is very, very surprising to me. But Basuma has had a lot of game time and actually looks really, really good as well. So that's sort of how it's been going. I guess it's Kulusevski on the right. I guess it's Gio Reyna, Heung-min Son, Harry Kane. What an 11 that is. That should now, in my opinion, be definitely qualifying for the Champions League and hopefully winning the Europa League. So let's see if we can get that done for the end of season number 3. Very mixed opinions and vibes from the season, but 2 trophies in 1 year, including a European one of that as well. It's the Europa League, a final against Newcastle, which we won on penalties. They also managed to score in the 92nd minute through Thiago Almada, but Alex Scott, coming in clutch once again, gets the winning goal for us, and on penalties, we did win. Even Mamardashvili ended up taking one, so it went right down to the fact of goalkeepers taking penalties. We have won a trophy there. We've also won the infamous FA Cup, a 3-0 win against Manchester City in the final, which we love to see. Lucas Hernandez, Harry Kane and Manuel Ugarte getting the goals. Very impressive there against Manchester City. An absolutely dominant final. I say that. Dominant on XG, similar shots. Possession-wise, we were just above them. So I'm very, very happy with how that turned out. I did slightly tweak the formation mid-season. I made the shadow striker in the middle. I made the inverted forward on attack on the left rather than an inside wing on support to try and get a few better results. And it did actually end up working. So in terms of tweaks, you guys have got to be able to tweak the formations that you find online. The tactics you find online are brilliant. Of course they are. I make them myself. Josh's tactics are always fantastic, but you've got to be able to tweak them or you're noticing things are not quite working. I come back, let me go back to where I come back in. I come back, I think, around here. I think I saw the loss to Fulham when I out Wolves and I was simming, and I decided to change things up and let it go from there. February was a bit of a poor month, to be honest, but definitely the second half of the season was much, much better. And with 2 finals won in the space of 2 days, massive improvements for Spurs. The league itself, we were miles off the pace, but you know what? An impressive year nonetheless. 2 finals, a semi-final of the Carabao Cup as well, and we're back in the Champions League. Money-wise, 35 million. It's not outrageous. Højbjerg is leaving as well, so there's a few improvements to be made. Let's see if we can make us get over the line with the money with Julian Nagelsmann. We've spent £205 million. 3 signings here that are fantastic. Matthias Tell has come in, £50 million, and that's because Heung-min Son has left Tottenham Hotspur. We're in the year 2025 now. He's not had a great season in real life, and I say he's probably got a year to sort of see how he's going to fare. Matthias Tell has come in, and he's going to be our brand new left winger, and what a left winger that is as well. JWP, the man from set pieces. I think we need more goal scoring output from that box-to-box midfielder role. I think he's going to be the man to do that for us. And Rafinha has come in, £20 million, playing over in Saudi Arabia. I thought I'd save him, bring him back to the Premier League and see what he can do, because Brian Gill was also left for £22 million. Brian the Beetle was a fantastic young left winger, but he has now left. Højbjerg's gone, and Ndombele's gone, and Bentancur has gone. So midfield overhaul as well. £57 million for Bentancur to Real Madrid. A fantastic midfielder. I absolutely love him in real life. But I think Ugarte is better. I think Basuma is better. I think Alex Scott is better. And I think Alfie Devine, at the stage we're at, very, very good. Not better, but very good, and is happy to be more of a rotation player at 20 years of age. Evan Ferguson has joined the club, £37 million, straight back out on loan to Brighton. So that is a signing for the future. And Nathan Patterson for £67 million is the brand new right back. I'm getting worried that Destiny Udogie and Pedro Porro at right back is a little bit too attacking. So Patterson has come in, and I'm really, really happy with how this team looks now. It's Mamardashvili in goal. Patterson, Romero, Hernandez, Udogie, Ugarte, Ward-Prowse, Rafinha, Reina, Tell, Kane. That is a very, very strong 11 in my opinion. Rocco Simic, Leon Bailey, Alex Scott, Kulusevski, Divine Basuma, Sessegnon, Daviv, Tanganga, Walker-Peters and David Raya as the backups. Very, very strong. And I think there's going to be a year where hopefully we're going to challenge a little more. We're in a lot of competitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 competitions. Let's see how we fare in season number 4. To be honest with you, just straight up not good enough. A very, very quick season this season. We come 8th in the league. Again, consistency has been a real issue for this Tottenham Hotspur side. The top 7 is very strong. Leicester an outlier in there, but other than that, it's a very, very strong league. Champions League semi-final by Bayern Munich, a good show in there. Runners up in the Super Cup, quarter-final in the FA Cup by Brentford of all teams, semi-final in the Carabao Cup by West Ham of all teams, and runners up in the Community Shield. Meaning we're still on just 3 trophies. We need to improve that. We've got £40 million. Let's see if we can do it. Again, I slightly messed up with the simming forward and I didn't say something at the end of season number 4. So I started season number 5 for the transfers. So we're actually at the end of season number 5, but we'll go for the transfers and then we'll go through how they got on. A backup goalkeeper and Jorge Abreu has come in. Fran Garcia, a very good left back, has come in as well. Backup to Destiny Udogie, someone I think we really did need. Ricardo Iglesias, a young centre back, has been brought in. Antonio Silva, fantastic, isn't he? £50 million. He played 44 games this season and just looks absolutely brilliant. So he has come in. Noni Madueke, £30 million. Actually come from the Spurs Academy, which I didn't know personally, but he means it's homegrown at club. So a very good signing there for Noni Madueke. He has come in. Next one, Andre Gomez, £3 million from Benfica and £5 million for a young winger from Mirandés as well. In terms of sales, Bailey left to go to Newcastle. In terms of outgoings, there was a few more. Ryan Sessegnon has left. Dele Alli Fine left the club. Rafinha flipped on for £36.5 million. And Richarlison never got going. £9 million ended up at Sevilla, so he has gone. Troy Parrott as well, also never really hit his prime, so he has also left. And that is sort of the signings and the sales we made. But how did it fare us for season number 5? Can we get a little drum roll? Okay. Final of the FA Cup, final of the Carabao Cup. We didn't get over the line in either, but we did get back in the top 4. We're back in the Champions League, which is good. Harry Kane still absolutely destroying the goals. 60 goals this season overall at 33 years of age. Ridiculous, isn't he? 38 goals in the Premier League alone. He has now scored 322 goals, which is outrageous. I mean, that is what? That's 12, 14. So he scored 308 goals in the Premier League alone. So I think he's broke the record just a little bit. Fair play to Harry Kane. But it's time for the saves to really finish up here. And this is where you guys can step in. We're leaving you in the capable hands of the Champions League, back-to-back finals in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, and a very, very strong starting 11 and backup as well. There's a lot of good youth prospects here at Spurs too, and the starting 11 looks absolutely fantastic. It's now up to you guys. Can you take this Spurs team to the next level? We've got the Nagelsmann tactic being used here. If you guys want a Pochettino tactic, I need to know you want it. Smash it down below in the comments. Smash the like, smash the video support, because the Pochettino tactic has been made. I've just not released it yet because I made the Pochettino one and then all the Nagelsmann stuff come out. But if you guys want a Poch tactic to see if you can take Spurs in 2027 to absolute glory, let me know down in the comments below and I'll get that released for you guys. Thank you for watching, as per usual. Apologies if there was a few hiccups, a few dodgy cuts with the voice cracked out. Massive apologies. Big fan of you guys. The support has been absolutely mental. Make sure to keep smashing it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow on everything that I mentioned earlier. Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, everything. And I'll speak to you all guys next time.